Have you guys ever just wanted to change what deck you were playing in the middle of a match? What's going on, guys? Super Insane 18 here, and today we are talking about smoke screening. Now, I do just want to preface that this is mostly a meme. I don't necessarily think that this is going to be top tier competitive, but I think it's something that's really fun to do and really fun to talk about. And if you want to just have fun at your locals, you can definitely cheese your way into the top cut at your locals with this strategy, so let's get into it. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the term smoke screening, essentially what this is when you take all 15 of your side deck cards, and during your siding you shuffle them into your main deck, and then pull 15 cards out. Some of them might be cards that you threw in, some of them might not be, but the purpose of this is so that your opponent doesn't know how many cards you are actually siding. The number of cards side decked is considered public knowledge, so if you were to only put 3 cards in and your opponent asks you how many cards you sided, you do have to tell them that it was 3 cards. However, if you put 15 cards into your extra deck and take 15 out, even if you only really changed, let's say, 6 cards of your deck and you took out the others that were in your side deck originally, you can still tell them that you sided 15 in and sided 15 out, because that is technically what you did. Now, something really cool that you can do with this strategy is make all 15 of your side deck cards essentially an entirely new deck core. And if you're looking at the field here, if you haven't noticed, the Spright deck core is only 13 cards. So what this means is at the cost of 2 of your other flex spots, you can essentially just change the entirety of what deck you're playing if you were to side deck an entire different deck core. So we take out all 13 Sprights plus 2 of whatever cards are not necessarily suited for the matchup that we're in, and side in 15 new cards, and realistically what we're doing is just completely playing a new deck. Now, I'm sure that you've noticed the other cards on the field. We have the Frog package and the Deep Sea Divas, and if you know absolutely anything about past formats, you know exactly what deck these are good in, and that deck is going to be Atlantean Mermail. Alright guys, so the ratio of this is not final. These are just my first thoughts. Again, this is really something that I don't expect to be 100% top tier competitive, but something that is going to be a lot of fun and I'm probably going to mess around with at my locals, and that is putting in these 15 cards here, because these 15 cards essentially allow you to go for a insane OTK, which I'll show you guys the combo for, but essentially the idea is that when you win and you know your opponent is going to force you to go second, you take out all of your Spright cards and you put in all of these Mermail cards, and that is going to allow you to push for 9200 damage and get the game. Now, the one caveat to that is that the 9200 damage is assuming that you're swinging into an empty board, which is why the 3 Lightning Storm are part of the side deck package, because you want to make sure that you are able to clear a board. But if you've seen my deck profile that I topped 2 locals with, I'll link it somewhere, link will be in the description, you'll know that I played an absolute ton of hand traps, so being able to swing into an empty board when you combine the hand traps plus lightning storms is probably going to be a pretty easy task, so let's go ahead and show you guys what the combo is. Alright guys, so in order to do this combo, it is a 2-card combo. You need any water monster and Neptibus, and Deep Sea Diva is essentially your Neptibus, because when you normal the Deep Sea Diva, you can summon your Neptibus from deck, so it's like you're playing 6 total copies of Neptibus. You have a total of, I believe it's 15 other water monsters as well, so the probability of opening a Neptibus and any water monster is over 60%, so it is relatively consistent as far as a 2-card combo goes. Let's show you guys what it is. We're going to just, for simplicity's sake, use the Neptibus. So we're going to start by normal summoning our Neptibus, and then we can activate its effect. It's not a on summon, it is a once per turn, but what we do is we use its effect to send the Atlantean Dragoons from our deck to our grave as cost, and then add any Atlantean monster. Here we're going to add the Poseidra, the Atlantean Dragon. Then, because the Atlantean Dragoon was sent to activate the effect of the water monster, we can activate its effect adding any Sea Serpent, and we are going to add specifically Mermail Abyss Megalo. Now we can use the Mermail Abyss Megalo. We reveal it and discard 2 water monsters, so that's why you need 1 other water monster, because you're searching one and you need 1 other. So you're going to go ahead and discard the Poseidra and your other water monster, and summon out the Mermail Abyss Megalo. Now Abyss Megalo on summon adds a Abyss Scale spell trap, so we're going to add Abyss Scale of the Mizuchi. What this does is you can equip it to the Megalo and it gains 800 attack, and it is an auto negate for the first spell your opponent activates, but that's not important. What's important is the 800 gain. So you're going to go ahead and activate the Mizuchi, giving the Megalo 800 more attack, so he's now at 3200, and then we can activate the Megalo's effect, which is going to tribute our Neptibus for cost, Now our Megalo gets to attack twice this turn, but that's not all. Neptibus, because it was sent to the graveyard to activate the effect of a water monster, can target an Atlantean in our graveyard and resummon it, so we are going to summon Poseidra the Atlantean Dragon. And now, assuming that we are swinging into an empty board, we will have 28, 32, and 32 for a total of 9,200 damage. Now, the real kicker to this is even if they somehow get rid of the Mizuchi, so you are down 800 attack, so for 2 swings that's 1,600 total, that's going to make you do 7,600 damage, leaving your opponent at a total of 400 life points, but that is still an OTK, because the reason we use Poseidra isn't just for its high attack, but it is also a level 7, so we can overlay the Megalo and the Poseidra into a copy of Red Eye's Flare Metal, which for those of you that don't know, your opponent has to pay 500 life points anytime they activate any effect, so they only have 400, meaning if they want to attempt to play the game, they are going to immediately kill themselves. And there you guys have it, that is going to be the OTK that you could smokescreen in going second. Like I said, I don't think this is going to really be competitive, it's just a meme idea that me and a buddy came up with, and I thought it was hilarious because Mermail is one of, if not my favorite deck of all time, so the ability to just win game 1 because you're playing the most broken deck in the game, they make you go second game 2, and then you just OTK them out of nowhere with a completely different deck, making their side deck probably irrelevant, is honestly hilarious if you ask me, so I think it's something worth trying to cheese your locals with, but I don't think it will do well at a big event. If you want to prove me wrong because you think this is hilarious and you want to give it a shot by yourself, definitely go ahead and let me know how you guys do. Again, this is just something that I think is going to be a lot of fun to cheese your locals with, but you guys know the deal. If you liked it, make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, like, comment, share with your friends, and maybe consider supporting me on Patreon, because for just $1, you can support the channel in a way that I would never be able to tell you how much I fully appreciate. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.